champions. From the top on down, here comes a 1-2 pitch. Red Sox win the World Series.
This is the Inside the Sox podcast, presented by Grandstand Productions, hosted by Rob Anglin, starting in 3, 2, 1.
What is going on, guys, and welcome to the Inside the Sox podcast hosted by Grandstand Productions. As you guys can see, we have a new fancy background. We're going to work on getting our logo in the top right corner, but things are coming to fruition. And you know what else is coming to fruition in the Bronx? A series win by the Boston Red Sox. Today is a great day for a podcast. As always, it's your boy Rob with our good friend at Elite Jet, with Harrison, with Dev. How are we doing, boys, after this big series W in the Bronx?
Bye-bye,
Yankees!
Bye-bye.
What a beautiful series indeed. Can't believe it, dude. I really am so happy that we got the series win. It was a much-needed series win after a tough series we just played at home. Tough series, but we're back. And then the road in Cleveland, we had a rough series in Cleveland, but it's good to see us bounce back on the road in the Bronx against our rivals. And we go back home tomorrow against Colorado. I'm going to ask everybody around the table what your thoughts are on this series and how you guys think the Sox played. Obviously, tonight they came in clutch in the late innings, but let's hear what you guys thought. I'm going to start with you, Gino. I'm going to go around the table. What were your thoughts on today's game?
Ugly. It was ugly. This whole series has been ugly. But we got the W. That's all I care about. 2 out of 3 with the Yankees. They come back this upcoming weekend. I love what everyone did. Turner and Devers, they always play good against the Yankees. Even Kike. And Kike hasn't really been on my nice list lately. So it's coming together. The Rockies are going to be a big series. Like I said, this wasn't perfect. It wasn't perfect. But taking 2 out of 3 of the Yankees is always a W in everybody's book.
I agree. It's always good, especially when it comes to the rivalry. Having the bragging rights in the family is always great. I have Yankee fans that are a part of my family and friends, so I get the bragging rights this week. Harrison, what are your thoughts on this series, bro?
I gotta share my screen because of this, because I feel like it's gonna bring us like the greatest positivity that we have in a long time. So I was wondering if you guys are okay with that.
Yes, I'm okay with it. As the host, I'll let it slide. If you want to request a screen share, you can put it up on there, Harrison, and we'll share
Alrighty.
it. But if it's redeemable to be pulled, I will. Oh, it's definitely a good one. Let's put it up on the screen whenever you're ready, Harrison. Yankees lose.
All right, there you go. That's it.
That is beautiful.
All I'm gonna say is even Rafi was been in on a slump, he still owns that bum. I'm just so happy, dude. I'm just like, see the smile, man. This beautiful smile. Today's just a happy day, man. Today's just a happy day. I'm just so happy. Just Kike played. I mean, I had Kike as my MVP of the game. I think Kike played amazing. Like PR, he played good. Justin Turner had a solo home run. Probably the only home. I think that was the only home run of the game tonight. I think. What was it, right? I think so.
I believe so. Yeah.
Brian Bayo, he struck you out, and you're gonna sit down. That's what I think about him. Bayo's been doing amazing so far. I've been liking Bayo. He's 23 years old. I mean, he learned from Pedro Martinez in the offseason, which he did. And guess what? He did it. And I just think that Tristan Casas, dude, how much I've been hating on this dude. I do want him to succeed. Yes, he's 23. We talked about it last episode. Learn from the legend called D.O. David Ortiz. Learn from the man. But listen, at the same time, we're going to play against the Colorado Rockies. And guess who's pitching from the Colorado Rockies? Former Red Sox. The guy who was in Worcester, and he was with us against the Chicago Cubs, and then he got DFA'd. You guys want to take a guess who it is?
Who?
I was going to say Daniel Bard, but I think that's way, way off, and I don't think he'd be a starter for the Rockies. But
Gino, do you got one?
No, I don't know.
Connor Siebold. He's gonna be in the. He is
That
part.
bum.
Oh,
okay,
wow.
But
okay.
Duval, it's time for Duval, and also some good news, by the way. Yu Chang is coming back tomorrow. Gonna put. I think here's my opinion. Put Yu Chang at the shortstop position. Put Christian Arroyo at second base, or maybe Kike Hernandez. And then at the end of the day, trying to get the brooms out. And guess what? We have a day off on Thursday, and then we play against the New York Yankees, and also his son is coming to Boston, which everyone is going to be super happy about because who doesn't love seeing his son coming back to Boston? And all I'm going to say, sweet Colorado, win the series against New York.
Thank you, Harrison, for that Declaration of Independence speech. I am kidding. It was a beautiful talk. I'm kidding. I know. I love it. I love the energy.
Yeah,
Jeff,
we're
tell me
clapping
what your
because
thoughts
it's
about the
over.
series were. Tell me your thoughts on the series, Jeff. What were you thinking about this series in New York?
Oh man, it was just a great series. I was really like expecting to Duval to be like a big part of this series win, but I feel like in the Colorado series we'll have a better chance to prove that to himself. But man, Devers hitting 2 home runs on Friday night and one on Saturday was great to see him come out of his slump and do it against the rivals and whatnot. Pablo Reyes tonight, outstanding with the sacrifice bunt. With a great play at short. I think you should probably certify him at shortstop until Trevor Story comes back. Because, with Kike Hernandez, not being one of our best fielders at all, even though he was put at second base today, he didn't do that bad of a job. But I think Kike is more, guy to put in the outfield. But great series win. Chris Martin got the win. I was expecting Kenley Jansen to come in for the save. It was a little bit of a questionable call to bring in Chris Martin, but hey, he proved that he's one of our best relievers in the bullpen, and he absolutely shut down the Yankees after that fly ball. I really thought that I was like, damn, we're gonna head to the 11th inning, and this is going to be like a 18-inning marathon game, and I was like, damn, I really can't stay up this late just to watch either the Sox downfall or to see what happens. But hey, after that strikeout, I was just like, man, I think this is going to be a great way to start a winning streak for this Sox team.
Also,
I
by the
agree.
way, can I just in here? I was actually really scared when Anthony Volpe was. I thought Anthony Volpe in the first game on Friday night. I thought, dude, I swear, I was clenching. I was like my grip. It was like, holy crap! I was just like, but continue.
I agree. My thoughts on the series, it was a really good series for the Red Sox. I mean, getting those series win in New York is always big. Game one, it was a very close one, 3-1 game. I mean, it was a one-run game throughout the series except for game one. Obviously, like you said, that Anthony Volpe foul ball had my heart drop. I was very scared. It looked like cardiac Henley. Game two, we played okay. We just couldn't produce the runners on base, and it felt like all series long. And recently, the Red Sox have been struggling with runners in scoring position, grounding them to a lot of double plays in this series too. I noticed, but that's some things that you can work on. Obviously, game three, Brian Bale settled down, had a great start. I mean, Pablo Reyes, what a great sacrifice bunt down the third base line, and then obviously getting robbed of the home run by Dylan McKinney. What a great play in left field, by the way. I gotta give credit where credit's due. That would have been a first home run for Pablo. Can't get them all, but I swear I jumped out of my seat for that. But it was great to see a series win.
Me too.
And I'm very excited to face our former friends in the Colorado Rockies, our good old friends. And what I mean by that is obviously you got to remember 2007 when the Red Sox won the World Series in Colorado. It's a great feeling to face the Rockies, who are actually coming off of a really good series against the San Diego Padres. What a huge walk-off today. And I want to hear your guys' thoughts on the Colorado Rockies and what do you think, or what are you guys expecting in this series coming up? I'm expecting a series sweep, but I want to hear what you guys think on this.
Man, I think, okay, first off, put some respect on Houck's name. Just saying, he's going to be fine. That's number one. Number two, I think it's going to be a sweep, but knowing the Red Sox, we're going to make it hard for us. That's just what we always do. And that's why I think it's going to be a sweep, but we're going to make it close and we're going to come alive the last 3 innings. That's what I think we're going to do.
In typical Red Sox fashion, as always. I love that. Harrison, what do you think the series is going to be like?
It's time to get the brims out, and we win the series against New York. I'm just so happy. Today's a happy day. I'm just look at that. See the smile. Today's a happy day.
You mean Colorado?
Oh, yeah, but
Bro,
that's
stuck on New York right now.
I'm still on New York, man. I've been smoking on it recently. It's the 27 Mickey Mouse rings. They're just like up in the clouds, man. They've
Actually,
been in my
26
attic
rings
recently.
in a pocket watch.
Yeah, they've been in my attic for almost 14 years. So
I got a nice one for Yankee fans. Nice little one right here. No, I'm kidding. I love you guys. All the respectable Yankee fans, I respect you guys. Love the good Yankee fans. The Yankee fans that are toxic, that one's for you. Right on the middle finger for you guys. Jeff,
Oh, yeah, true.
Let's hear what you think about this Colorado Rockies series coming up.
Yeah, I agree with what everyone says. I think that, we're going to act like, we're going to easily sweep them. But, with this Red Sox pitching, that we're going to actually make it very difficult. We could have like a 5-0 lead and then make it 5-4, and then it becomes 6-5, and then we have to come back from another 1-run deficit and, try to win this game. The big question is, can our relief pitching, once our starting pitcher goes like, 6 or 7 innings strong, can the relief pitcher come in and, save the day for this Boston Red Sox team? But, I feel like that we could sweep. And, coming, from this series, we could possibly go 6-3 would be nice.
I agree. I think we could go 6-3 in these next upcoming games. I think the Boston Red Sox, I think they sweep. The only game I'm worried about is game 2. Chase Anderson has 19 strikeouts and a 2.25 ERA. But other than that, Connor Siebel with the 5 ERA and the 1-2 record. And then I'm not worried at all about Austin Gomber, who has a almost 8 ERA. I think we're going to be okay in game 3. I mean, we got Cutter Crawford in game 2. We got the Big Maple tomorrow. James Paxton it's so funny with the Red Sox starting pitching. I feel like with James Paxton and Tanner Houck, they have a couple things in common. Tanner Houck, I'm putting respect on Tanner Houck because he's a great pitcher, but I've noticed a pattern. It seems like every time he can't get a third time through the lineup. Not saying that's a bad thing because he's a great pitcher, but it's like it's on cue. It was funny on Yankee Stadium. I was like, okay, second time through the lineup. I'm at work listening to it. Home run on the first pitch. I'm like, oh, great, on cue. And then James Paxton, he's kind of the guy, kind of reverse. He gets a bad first inning and then he settles down throughout the game. It's so funny to see, but he's been great for the Red Sox too. But yeah, I'm excited for this series, and I think entering the series against the Yankees, if we can win these next 3 games, it's going to be a battle. And if we can win the series at Fenway, because it's on your home turf now, you got to defend Fenway. If you win those 3 games, or at least 2, Red Sox are putting themselves in a decent position to make a nice little run back at 3rd place in the East. And this division has been crazy. But speaking about that with the Red Sox, if all goes well for the Red Sox in this upcoming series, what do you guys think is the next step for the Red Sox to try and find a way to come back in this division and push for a playoff spot?
Hoping everybody loses. We gotta hope everybody loses. We gotta hope to get some, not only to get some luckies feeler out there, but we have to be on our game these next few games. We're in June already. We're approaching the All-Star game next month and then the trading deadline. This is a good time to be a Red Sox fan when you continue to win, because our division is the toughest division in baseball. We're in last place and we're in 500. That doesn't make any sense, but that's just how our division is. So I think we're hitting things in the right place at the right time. Core's made some adjustments that some of it I'm okay with, and some of it I'm not. I'm still pissed off about Tapia. And I think Duvall, people got to give Duvall more time. He's coming off an injury. He'll be fine. Getting Shane back is coming back at the right time. If we get all these people back and our pitching stays well, and Jansen doesn't give up saves, man, and Martin could step in if Jansen's not doing well. We're in heaven, boys.
And let's not forget that man who's on the back wall right there. Trevor Story could be a DH by July. All things are just adding up for the Red Sox.
Story
Dev, let me know what you think.
Time with Trevor.
Dev, let me hear your thoughts about this team that could be, like you say, a wagon when fully healthy.
That's right, man. I've been saying this throughout this whole podcast. This team is a wagon. Just don't let us get hot at the right time. And the Red Sox right now, they are actually getting hot at the correct time. We just, I don't know. I feel like we're just like one starting pitching away to being a, playoff team. I feel like if the Blue Jays possibly release Alek Manoah, I feel like he could be a good, player coming, to a starting rotation like ours, because we need probably one, maybe two starting slots with, Chris Sale possibly being done for the season or being put on the 60-day DL. But I think that, if we get hot and we start winning games and some, like Gino says, if, teams in the AL East start losing, then we could start, being the Boston Red Sox team that everyone's been predicting for the past couple of months.
I agree. I have a pitcher that I think the Red Sox should go after. And it's not Merrill Kelly. It's someone that I just know I'm thinking about. I'll tell you guys in a second. I think Harrison will like it. I'll tell you in a second, Harrison. You go first. Tell me what you're thinking about, what this team can do, and I'll tell you who, because you're gonna like the choice I make.
I'm just really happy right now. We're just getting a bunch of our players back. We got Duvall a couple of days ago. We're getting Chang back tomorrow because we really need that defense. I'm really disappointed that Corey Kluber is still part of this team. That it really pisses me off.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, with Chris Sale, Dev. By the way, I know you said about that. He's not gonna be done for the rest of the season. He might be coming back on August 2nd.
Right.
So he's not going to have Tommy John surgery. He's going to be fine.
I think he's already had that before.
He already had that before.
Yeah.
I just think that he's going to be okay if we can get hot at the right time. Just because we did this in 2021. Remember, we didn't have Chris Sale because he was trying to recover from Tommy John surgery. And guess what? We were on a streak. And then when Chris Sale came back, we were just bang, bang, and bang. And just like I felt like we were just unstoppable, and we're just like on top of the world. But right now, yes, we are in dead last of the division. Yes, we are like 13 and a half games behind the Rays right now, I believe. I think they already won against the Texas Rangers. The Blue Jays made an incredible comeback against the Twins. And the O's, they won against. I mean, it's the Royals at the end of the day. I mean, they freaking suck. Besides Salvador Perez and JBJ at the end of the day. I mean, you know what I'm saying? But I'm just happy right now. Yes, Chang, you need to hit the ball a little bit more. I love your defense. You know, defense wins championships, dude. But hit the ball a little bit more. That's all I'm gonna say. Hopefully, because you're in the buck range, dude. You're hitting at a $136. But at the end of the day, we're getting Chang back. We got Duvall back. Devers is in a slump right now. So hopefully this series.
Not anymore.
Huh?
Not anymore.
I mean, yeah, he had one series and now he went 0 for 3.
Hey, you can't perform all the time. I mean, hey, everybody's gonna have
a home run. You had a crucial home run yesterday.
But I mean, okay, true. But okay. But at the end of the day, I'm so happy. I'm so happy that we won the series and that we're going back to Boston, back to Fenway Park, and we're going to destroy Connor Siebold and the Colorado Rockies.
I agree. I think it's going to be great. First things first, Harrison, there should be no Jackie Bradley Jr. disrespect.
Thank you.
That's Jackie Bradley Jr. That is my guy. I love JBJ, and I want him on this podcast one day. So if he hears this and he sees this, because he views things when you tag him, I'll make sure you're sending out that episode because you can't.
I said Salvador Perez and JBJ because those two are good.
Both. You still said both.
You said both. You can't disrespect the
those
GOAT.
two are the best players on the freaking team.
Oh, okay. I thought you said Warrior.
Okay.
And also Aromas Chapman, please. Heim Bloom, please cook. Please give me
That's
Chapman,
something I want to look at too. For me, I think the Red Sox, someone that I really want them to go after is. I'm gonna say it. This is why you're gonna like it, Harrison. Bring me Marcus Stroman to Boston. I want him. I think because they failed to sign an extension.
Legend.
The reason why, and I'm gonna say this, I know he just said he liked it in Chicago and wanted to extend. But I know the problem with Marcus Stroman is he likes to talk a lot on Twitter, but he's a good pitcher, and he's a solid guy who can eat innings. And you need a guy who can pitch innings for the Boston Red Sox, especially right now when you're missing Chris Sale. You have guys filling in now. I mean, Cutter Crawford was in the bullpen at one point. Now he's in the rotation filling in. You need a guy who can pitch. And Marcus Stroman is a guy who is reliable. He gets outs. He has been looking really, really good for the Chicago Cubs this year. And he's going to be a big trade piece, especially if the Cubs are not making a playoff push, which it looks like they're going down in the lower part of the Central right now, especially with the Cardinals starting to heat up now. I mean, the Brewers not looking good either after getting swept by the Oakland Athletics. So that's a bad look.
Wow. Are the A's on a 5-game
win streak? 5-game win streak for the boys down there in Oakland. But yeah, I think the Red Sox.
Give us all their prospects. I will take any. I'll just like trade them for a bag of chips. I mean,
Oakland's on a hot streak, but it's not going to last long. It's the Oakland way. And the Cardinals have been back and forth. Like, I don't think they're going to stay hot for long. They always find a way to screw it up.
I think one thing that I'm excited for with this team, I think the Red Sox have potential. If they can get back to full strength, you get Trevor Story back. We already got Adam Duvall back, and I agree with you, Gino. I agree. People are going to be up in arms about Adam Duvall not hitting well. You got to think he just came back from a wrist surgery, a wrist injury. No, surgery and recovery. So it takes some time for him to get back to full strength.
He fractured it, yeah.
And I feel like one thing about that is that it's going to take some time. You can't just come back off of a fractured wrist and just be amazing. It takes some time. It's especially swinging a bat at full strength. It's going to take some time to get comfortable again, get that swing ready to back to where it was. I mean, also Adam Duvall is also known as he's a guy, and I'm going to say it, guys. I know you guys have seen the 400 average when he came back. Dev is also back. He had some technical difficulties, but he is back.
I apologize about that, guys. My internet went
You are good. No worries. One thing about Adam Duvall, he's been like this for a while. He's a guy who's going to strike out a lot and not hit for average, but he's going to hit a lot of home runs. It's kind of like a Kyle Schwarber situation where Kyle Schwarber doesn't hit for average, but he's going to hit like 30 to 40 home runs. You got to look at it that way as well. This team, if we get some pitching, I mean, the lineup's amazing. Yeah, I mean, the lineup, they have cold things. I don't even need anybody to add to this lineup. I want to add to the rotation. This lineup is perfect the way it is. I think if you add maybe another outfield bat, maybe another infielder, maybe even like a Tim Anderson, make a trade to have someone who could play a solid shortstop. Because Trevor Story might not be fully ready to play defense until like the end of the year. You're going to need a guy to fill in at shortstop, and Tim Anderson's a good defensive shortstop. He's serviceable. Kike most likely will play a little bit more second base this year. And I think when you get Yu Chang back, Yu Chang's going to be your shortstop. And then you're going to either platoon Reyes, Arroyo, or Kike. And even Kike in center field a little bit more. If Duran, I think you get a platoon situation out there. But I am very excited for this team. But pitching, definitely pitching to worry about. What do you guys think? Do you guys think if right now, and I'm saying this right now, do you think come August, late August, early September, do you think this team is pushing for either the last wild card spot or pushing for a wild card spot this year?
Both. Yeah, I think the last wild card spot is more realistic right now because everyone gets hot in August. It just seems like it's a thing now. Like June and July, it is when it kind of starts, but it's going to be telling for everybody in August to see who is there, who is slumping, who is going to be at the right time. Because August, everyone always downplays August. And I'm like, no, August is like the biggest month in baseball, in my personal opinion. So I think we have a chance that everyone can stay healthy and no one screws up. And Cora's got to make the big moves.
I agree. I think one thing I agree. I feel like August and September are the biggest parts of baseball. August is the dog days of summer. You have to stretch most of the time. August are your toughest games in the schedule. And a lot of times you're going to face, I think August is the Red Sox play the Yankees a couple of times in September. I know in the beginning of September we play them. I think
correct.
That line, they play the Tampa Bay Rays a little bit in August. I know they play the Blue Jays in August. So you're going to get some tough teams that you're going to have to face. And especially if you're playing teams in the AL East and in your division, that's a perfect time to jump. You have to play good against those teams because that's going to help you with a playoff push. Dev, let me hear what you think. Do you think we sneak in that last wild card spot? Do you think there's going to be playoff baseball in Boston in 2023?
I think there is. I think we'll be probably second place in the division, and we'll be fighting for a second wild card spot. I feel like, with the so many, wild card spots that, many teams have had, I think that, with Trevor Story back, I think he is the guy that brings us back within the Rays in the wild card hunt. I don't think we'll win first place, but I think with, Duvall, with Trevor Story, this team will be in a clear fighting spot for the second place wild card spot, and we will get some pitching help.
I think so too. I think this Boston Red Sox team is a lot better and especially on paper, than a lot of people think. Harrison, do you think Harrison? Okay, you're here. I thought you fell asleep for a second on us. I know it's a little late.
No.
Harrison, what do you think about this team? Do you think there will be playoff baseball at Fenway Park in October?
1,000%. I think that when Trevor Story comes back in July, which we heard about Chris Sale, he is coming back in August on August 2nd, which that would be that's a long freaking time. But at the end of the day, if we can get hot, go on a little bit of a streak right now, I feel like no one is gonna stop us. I already said this once. I'm already gonna say this again. This is going to be like the 2019 Washington Nationals.
That is a hot take, but I am here for it. I think it's a
okay.
special. I mean, I agree, but I think this team could be very special. Now, we've seen it before in 2021, but the difference between 2021 and this year, the Red Sox were in first place majority of 2021, and then that year it was,
We
I think,
were in
3 or 4
2021.
teams.
In 2021, we were a little bit of a slump. We were just like a little bit of like a downhill spiral.
Yeah,
but then
towards like
came
the
back up.
middles. I know towards August they had a little bit of a slump, and that's what going back on what Gino said. August is very important because you got to win those games, especially in the late stretch of the year, because you have September call ups and a lot of people getting called up. 2021, we were first in the division. We were the first team to like 20, 30 wins. We were playing like elite baseball, and then out of it, all of a sudden, towards that July stretch, that August stretch, they started getting cold. They couldn't perform, and that's when that year there was 3 or 4 teams in that AL East with 90 plus wins. That was the start of when I knew that the AL East is one of the best divisions of baseball. That's when I knew that's something that this is going to be one of those things. It ain't like the early 2000s where the Red Sox and Yankees dominate the AL East. There's a lot of teams are better. Baltimore is great at drafting. The Red Sox, the draft is also coming up, I think, in a month and a half, and the Red Sox have the 14th pick. So the Red Sox are rebuilding their farm as well. So a lot of young talents coming up. You've seen it in Cincinnati. Ellie De La Cruz, that shortstop, he's a beast. You got a lot of young talent all around Major League Baseball. Bobby Miller with the Dodgers, the starting pitcher. Marcelo Meyer in the wings for the Red Sox soon. It's going to be, the future is bright around Major League Baseball, and I am so excited to see this. And I think in 2023, here's my take. I think the Boston Red Sox there will be a game 163 at Fenway Park, and I think it's going to be a wild card vibe between the Boston Red Sox and the New York Yankees for the fight for the last playoff spot.
Okay. Wow. Okay.
Damn.
So can I ask you a question?
Damn.
Like, what is the MLB draft? Like, what is this like for? Like, I know it's like, is it like for the prospects? Like in the
No one
future?
watches it.
Exactly.
Do you watch the NFL draft?
Yeah, do you watch the NFL
Yeah.
draft?
Yeah.
Or the NBA
It's
or
the
baseball?
same thing. Basically, it's the same thing. They pick them out of high school or college, and they let
Right.
the draft. It's a lottery, so teams get a lottery pick in December. And most times, if the case is, depends on your record. If you have a losing record or if you have the worst record, you automatically get the pick. The MLB changed it this year. They did it like out of a hat, so now it's not like anymore. Not the worst record. The worst record still gets like they get an extra like pick in the hat to get a better chance of getting that. And also obviously compensation picks. Like the Red Sox got an extra
Right.
compensation pick because Xander Bogaerts walked. So the Red Sox would get an extra chance of getting it. So basically they do a lottery in December. They choose who's gonna get the chance to get a pick. Go from there. They do it, blah blah blah. Come August, late July, the MLB draft is on MLB Network. Player gets picked. And I will vividly remember 2011. I will never forget this. I remember to this day. I was 12 years old when Mike Trout got drafted. I'll never forget when Mike Trout got drafted. I think it was 2011. No, he got drafted in 09, actually. 09. Oh, 2012. Oh, even better. I was close.
Maybe. I don't know. Who knows?
All I remember though is seeing him. I remember Mike Trout getting drafted, and then it's just crazy to see like all the historic players. Like I remember Aaron Judge. I always watch it. That's one thing about me. When I was a kid in the summer, MLB Network. You wake up, you watch Quick Pitch, you watch MLB Tonight all day until the game goes on.
You watch MLB Central. You watch what is it? MLB Now.
And that on draft day they would show all the draft picks. So if you are Harrison, if you want to learn more about the MLB draft, watch MLB Network all day. I'm telling you, you're gonna like that on draft day.
I honestly just don't pay attention. I just have it in the back.
No one really does.
Yeah,
No one really watches
when I'm just
MLB
playing
draft.
Yeah,
Fortnite
really.
with the boys.
Yeah, I feel like the MLB draft is probably the one that people pay the least attention to. And I feel sad because baseball is one of those sports that people say it's a dying sport, but it's growing at the same time again.
Because
But
the pitch clock.
it's like the pitch clock. No, I don't think it's because of the pitch clock. I think people just don't have baseball is a sport, and I'm gonna say it. You have to love the sport in order to understand the sport. And I feel like people don't get into baseball because they think it's boring. They think it's boring. I've know so many people that say baseball is boring. They just don't understand or watch
Right.
the sport to understand. It's a
Right.
hard game to grow, but I think what's going to making baseball grow is recently has been MLB The Show success on expanding the Xbox and getting a younger audience into it. So a lot of some of my friends, they don't even play baseball and they play MLB The Show and they're like starting to watch the game because of MLB The Show because they want to know who's going to get updated, who's going to get upgraded. Even sports betting is starting to grow Major League Baseball as well because baseball betting, if you are able to vote, if you are able to do stuff like that, 18 to 21, if you are able to do stuff like that, gamble, you can earn some money. And baseball betting is probably one of the easiest ways to get it because baseball's a streaky sport. Sometimes I got you. Sometimes people are streaky, and that causes it to be great. And
That's like
obviously,
me.
guys,
That was like me when I was a kid. I just like didn't watch baseball because I thought baseball was boring. But now I like watching baseball now. So, all right,
baseball is beautiful. I wanted
baseball
to do
is
a quick
beautiful,
episode.
just like Rafi.
Rafi is beautiful, and we got him for 11 more
4
years.
years.
Can't wait. So, guys, we wanted to do a quick episode. We're not going to do a 45-minute one today just because it's a little bit late on the East Coast and I have work. And Italy Jet is running off of 6 hours of sleep, but I know he is tired. I try to stretch it a little bit so we
He's a
can have a
rebel for
decent
coming on, man. Rebel for coming on, man.
I wanted to talk a little bit longer on there just so I can get a little bit of an episode out. So you guys have something to listen to at least. So you're not listening to 10 minutes of just talking about the game. But as always, guys, we will be back next week and we will be talking and recapping the next series against the New York Yankees at Fenway and recapping the Rockies series. But as always, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. We are featured on Apple and Spotify. We are also featured on Wisdom and we are only getting started. Like I said in the beginning, you see the new background. We're going to get the logo set up. Big things are coming to the Inside the Sox podcast. But as always, Harrison just left, so he already knows he's gone. But from me, Rob, Gino, and Dev, we love that dirty water and go Sox, baby.
Bye-bye.